Bam, ba-da, ba.
Welcome back. Well, it's a new medical breakthrough and the solution to pain everywhere in your body, especially chronic neck and back pain. The new FDA-approved Light Cure laser could be the answer to all your problems. Joining us again is Dr. John Craig from the San Diego Spine and Disc Laser Pain Center, along with patient Tim Pacala. Gentlemen, welcome. Thanks for being with us.
Nice to be with you, Greg.
Dr. Craig, as you know, there's a lot of people who have chronic pain for years. They try everything. What's different about the Light Cure laser and how does it work?
Light Cure laser is a photochemical response. So there's these light beams with different wavelengths that go into the skin and actually produce a change in the actual physiology. So what we have going on here are there metabolites that change. So we have nutrients going in, we have metabolites coming out. Now these are pain metabolites. So what happens immediately within just a 5 to 10 minute period of time is that there's a change in the physiology and ultimately that patient feels better and the pain is, in certain cases, 100% gone in one treatment. Really? 100%.
So this is really a huge technological breakthrough.
Of all the modalities I've used in 30 years, there are none left in the office except for 2 Light Cure lasers.
Well, Tim, what was your experience? You experienced chronic back pain, low back pain, right, for 20 years?
Yeah.
Then you went to Dr. Craig.
Yes, over 20 years, and then I met Dr. Craig. And the problem with the lower back pain is you never know when it's going to happen. So I'd wake up in the morning, every morning, and wonder if I had gotten a back blowout, which is what I call it. And I'd lay there, and if I actually had a back blowout at that time, it would take me maybe a half an hour or an hour to just try to get out of bed, and then usually I would find out that I couldn't get out of bed, so I'd have to spend 2 or 3 days till it would get better. And or another example would be I'd go to pick something off the ground, and my back would snap, and I would fall down and actually have a slight blackout for a second or so, and so it was very scary. And then I wouldn't even be able to get up from that point. So that's how bad my back situation was.
What happened? What led to that?
Well, originally for me, I was doing some yoga exercises, and I threw a rib out actually at one point, and I was, I think, 27 years old at that time. And from then on, if I'd try to lift things, or like I said, try to pick something up, I'd have a propensity to have these back blowouts.
And how do you feel now after using the Light Cure laser?
Well, I met Dr. Craig. We were actually at a meeting, coincidentally, in Oceanside. And it was a Friday late night. It was about 6 o'clock. And after the meeting, he came up to me, and I had also had some situations with some sinus problems and bronchitis and that sort of thing that was fairly chronic. And he came up to me and he looked at my face and he goes, "Geez, you look like you have some pain there." And I go, "Yeah, I got a lot of pain." And then he said, "Well, can I feel your back and see how that's working?" And I go, "Okay, fine." And he feels my back and he goes, "Oh boy, I bet you have some lower back pain, don't you?" I said, "I've had it for over 20 years. And he said, "Well, look, why don't we go to my clinic tonight and I'll make you feel better," because it was Friday night. He says, "I'll make you feel better for the weekend." And I go, "Are you kidding me? Friday night at 6 o'clock?" So we drove down in the traffic to San Diego, and he worked with me for about an hour, hour and a half. We did some x-rays, we did some exercises. And at that point, he was telling me about his 7 keys of spinal healing. And one of the things that he said is, you have to build a foundation from the feet and the toes on up. And he explained all this to me that night. And he does a spinal orthotic that I was able to start with, and I've used for the last 5 years. And I can honestly tell you that in this 5 years, I have never had another one of these back blowouts ever.
And Dr. Craig, the spinal foot orthotics is your first of the 7 keys of spinal healing. Talk about, you have your own manufacturing company, so you have control over how these orthotics are made.
So they're truly a custom device. You can go out to a lot of different places and buy orthotics. The reality is they are really not customly made for you. And unless you have someone that understands how the body mechanics work, you're buying materials that really are not aligning the car properly, and ultimately that increases pain. So these spinal foot orthotics is the #1 thing we do for foundational issues. You've got 10,000 steps a day that you're taking on average. 3 times your body weight goes through your feet each step you take. And therefore, if that is not balanced properly, imagine what that's going to do to wear out your car. The difference between the car and you, you only get one set for the rest of your life, and how you take care of it will determine how you're going to live the rest of your life. So it's really important that that balancing mechanism is in place and doing appropriate functions so that you're not wearing your body out.
All right, really quickly, we have about 30 seconds. I want to get you have just an unbelievable offer for viewers today. Talk about that.
For the first 30 callers, this is I've never done this before. What you're going to get is a 21-point examination for the first 30 callers. That'll include 2 light cure laser treatments. That'll be at no charge. And additionally, we're going to focus on your feet. So you'll have a complete foot analysis to establish if your balancing mechanism is the real reason for why you're having pain.
And this is all free, no strings attached?
No strings attached.
Nothing. All right, no one's going to call you afterwards?
Nope. I promise it.
Wow.
You'll get to meet me personally.
Great deal. All right, for the first 30 callers. All right, Dr. John Craig and patient Tim Bacala, thank you so much for coming in, and hey, I'm glad you're feeling a lot better.
Feel great.
Thanks,
All
Craig.
right, it's awesome. Thanks, guys. And of course, for more information, go to our website, san diego6.com.